ESPN NFL Draft analyst Matt Miller is facing the biggest challenge of his life after surviving a horrific car accident that left him with multiple severe injuries and ultimately led to the life-saving amputation of his left arm. The shocking news has sent waves throughout the football world, sparking an outpouring of support from fans, fellow analysts, NFL insiders, and ESPN colleagues who are rallying behind one of the most respected voices in draft coverage today. What makes this story even more remarkable is not only the severity of the accident, but also Miller's determination to recover and return to the sport he loves. The story began on June 17, 2026, in Jasper County, Missouri. According to accident reports, Miller was driving a 2023 Ford Bronco along Missouri Route 96 when the vehicle crossed the center line and collided with an oncoming semi-truck. The impact was devastating. Emergency responders quickly arrived at the scene and recognized the seriousness of the situation. Miller suffered catastrophic injuries and required immediate medical intervention. He was airlifted to Mercy Hospital in Joplin, Missouri, where doctors began a desperate effort to save his life. Reports indicate that the driver of the semi-truck was not injured in the crash. For nearly a week, little information was publicly available about Miller's condition. Then, on June 23rd, the ESPN analyst broke his silence with a statement that stunned the sports world. In a message shared on social media, Miller revealed the full extent of his injuries and confirmed that doctors had performed a life-saving amputation of his left arm. He also disclosed that he suffered multiple fractures and broken ribs in the crash. Despite the life-altering injuries, his statement was filled with gratitude rather than despair. Miller wrote he was deeply grateful to the first responders, doctors, nurses, and medical staff who cared for him following the accident. He said he felt incredibly fortunate simply to be alive and able to share the update with supporters. The words immediately struck a chord with football fans across the country. Instead of focusing on what he had lost, Miller emphasized the fact that he survived and that he was committed to taking recovery one day at a time. The announcement quickly spread throughout sports media. Within hours, social media was flooded with reactions from some of the biggest names in football journalism. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport sent his support. ESPN analyst Field Yates praised Miller's strength and determination. Former ESPN reporter Ed Werder expressed gratitude that Miller's life had been spared. Broadcaster Ross Tucker noted how telling it was that Miller's first instinct was to thank the people who helped save him. The overwhelming reaction highlighted just how respected Miller has become throughout the football community. For fans who may only know him from ESPN's draft coverage, Matt Miller's rise in sports media has been years in the making. Long before he appeared regularly on national television, Miller built a reputation as one of the most dedicated NFL draft analysts in the industry. He spent more than a decade at Bleacher Report, where his prospect evaluations, scouting reports, and mock drafts became essential reading for football fans every draft season. His attention to detail and ability to identify future NFL talent earned him widespread credibility among fans and executives alike. That success eventually led him to ESPN. He joined the network in 2021 as an NFL draft contributor before becoming a year-round analyst. He later appeared on major programs including SportsCenter, NFL Live, and Get Up. His role expanded as ESPN invested heavily in draft coverage, and many viewers began seeing him as one of the network's emerging stars in football analysis. The timing of the accident makes the story even more emotional. The NFL draft season had recently concluded, and Miller was already beginning preparations for future prospect evaluations. Like many draft analysts, her work never truly stops. Scouting future players, studying college football programs, and tracking emerging talent is a year-round commitment. Yet, in a matter of seconds, a devastating crash completely changed the trajectory of his life. One of the most inspiring aspects of Miller's statement came near the end. Even while discussing multiple fractures, broken ribs, and the loss of his arm, he was already talking about football again. He specifically mentioned looking forward to returning to ESPN and covering what he expects to be an exciting 2027 NFL draft class. For many fans, that sentence spoke volumes about his mindset. Less than a week after a near-fatal accident, he was already thinking about recovery, rehabilitation, and eventually getting back to work. Medical experts often point out that recovery from traumatic injuries of this magnitude involves far more than healing broken bones. Patients frequently face months or even years of rehabilitation, physical therapy, pain management, and emotional adjustment. The loss of a limb creates entirely new challenges that require incredible resilience and support. While Miller has not publicly discussed specific details of his rehabilitation plan, the road ahead will almost certainly be demanding. Yet those who know his work ethic believe he is well equipped to face it. Another reason the story has resonated so strongly is Miller's reputation as someone who earned his success through persistence. Unlike many television personalities who entered sports media through playing careers, Miller built his reputation through research, scouting, writing, and analysis. He spent years establishing credibility in a highly competitive field before eventually reaching ESPN. That journey has made many fans feel a personal connection to his success, and now to his recovery. Photos from the accident scene that circulated through local media underscored just how serious the crash was. Reports described significant damage to Miller's vehicle after the collision with a semi-truck. Many observers noted that the images made his survival seem almost miraculous. The fact that he was able to share a coherent and optimistic message only days later added another layer to the story. ESPN also issued a statement after Miller's announcement became public. The network expressed support for him and his family, saying its thoughts were with him and that everyone looks forward to welcoming him back whenever he is ready. The statement reflected a broader sentiment throughout the football world. While no one knows exactly when Miller will return to broadcasting, there appears to be universal agreement that his health and recovery come first. The response from fans has been equally powerful. Thousands of messages have poured in from viewers who have followed Miller's work for years. Some shared stories about reading his mock drafts during draft season. Others thanked him for helping them better understand the evaluation process behind NFL scouting. Many simply offered prayers and encouragement. In a sports landscape often dominated by debates and criticism, the reaction has been remarkably unified. What stands out most is that the conversation has moved beyond football. This is no longer simply a story about an analyst who covers the NFL Draft. It is a story about survival. It is about resilience in the face of overwhelming adversity. It is about a father, a husband, a journalist, and a football expert confronting a life-changing challenge with courage and determination. As of now, Miller remains focused on healing and rehabilitation. There is no announced timetable for a return to ESPN. What is clear, however, is that he has an enormous support system behind him, from colleagues at ESPN to NFL insiders, from football fans to friends and family. Countless people are rooting for his recovery. And perhaps the most encouraging sign is Miller's own outlook. Even after enduring one of the most traumatic experiences imaginable, his message was filled with gratitude, optimism, and hope. Rather than dwelling on the tragedy, he focused on the future. He focused on recovery. He focused on football, and he focused on returning to the work that made him one of the most respected draft analysts in the business. The road ahead may be long, but if the early response is any indication, Matt Miller will not be walking it alone. The football community will be watching, supporting, and cheering him on every step of the way. His story has already become one of the most inspiring sports stories of 2026, and many believe the next chapter will be defined not by the accident itself, but by the remarkable comeback that could follow. For now, the message from fans everywhere remains the same. Stay strong, keep fighting, and take all the time you need. Football can wait. Recovery comes first.